I want to do a quick review and opinion of this mattress. I have been sleeping on it for several weeks, and this mattress is from Purple. See the big Purple over here. This is the entry-level Purple mattress. Now, this mattress does come in a hybrid version as well, which has springs. This is not the model with the springs. This is simply memory foam and also the Purple grid. And just to show you what the grid is, the grid looks like this. And it's kind of soft and it's stretchy. So yeah, that's the grid. The grid has a very different feeling because you could actually feel it. So I'm kind of pushing my fingers and finding the grid holes. So you could find the grid holes. Now I'm kind of like stuck into the grid holes over here. The grid is the sort of thing that some people are probably going to love or either hate. I personally don't care for the feeling of the grid, so simply putting a mattress topper right on top of this, or maybe a little memory foam topper or something like that, really helps to take away the feel of the grid. Now, the only way to explain how this feels is if I was to take my fingers like this and kind of put my arm on it. So that's kind of what it feels like, that type of pressure. Or if I took my fingers kind of like this and then put my arm on top of it, just to kind of show you, and moving my fingers in and out a little bit because the grid is going to move in accordance with your weight on top of it. How does it feel to sleep on a Purple mattress? Well, for me, I personally like to sleep on my side. So sleeping on my side, I felt it to be kind of comfortable, of course with some kind of a mattress topper on this. I felt it to be kind of comfortable, but I did feel like over the weeks, it's losing its ability to hold me. So potentially the layers of foam underneath here are starting to compress easier than it usually would, because the layer with the grid is actually a pretty small layer. I suggest heading over to the website where you can actually see the layers that make up this mattress. But with that said, a lot of memory foam mattresses kind of lose their ability to push back after a while. Some of them do it early on, some of them it might take weeks or months. This mattress to me feels like it lost a lot of its ability early on. Even when I'm sitting here, I feel like I'm very sunk in. Get my glasses out of the way so I don't run them over, or should I say roll them over. The other issue that I have with the mattress is the edge support. The edge support is really bad. It just collapses. Maybe it's just this particular one that I have, but it doesn't really take much pressure. I'll come over here and sit on it, and now it's completely flat, like it's totally 100% smushed. There's no doubt about it. You know, I mean, this is extra mattress, but it's totally crushed. I mean, I could even take my hand and look, one hand, and it's completely crushed. So with that said, when I was sleeping on it at times, so say I ended up, I guess I'm sleeping, I'm somewhere over here. I'm going to try to do this right because it only happened a couple of times in my sleep where I turned, and then because I hit the edge, see, I hit the edge and now I'm off. And if you hit the edge just right, like I did, and you snore away like I do, turn over, and then once you hit it, because it just crushes so easily, and I'm trying to fight to stay on, you roll over. So that is, I mean, for me, it's a pretty big issue. Sleeping on my back feels pretty good. Sleeping on my back does feel pretty good with this mattress. I didn't have any type of a feeling like I was losing blood in the hip region and in the lower extremities over here. Some of the other mattresses, I felt like it was squeezing the blood out of me. If any place I felt it where I woke up numb, it would be on the shoulder, because the pillow would be here, so my shoulder would be something like this, and I would wake up and my arm would be numb, my shoulder, my arm would be numb. I mean, that does happen with other mattresses, but with this one, it wasn't as bad as, say, some of the other mattresses that are like solid foam. I've slept on some of those where I woke up and I felt like half of my body, like the blood was just squeezed out of it, because when you lay on those, you sink, and as you sink, the mattress kind of forms around you. So you're sinking, and then this mattress is forming around you, so it's kind of squeezing the skin and everything as you sink. I didn't really have that feeling with this. I think that this mattress is a nice alternative to not being on something that's 100% memory foam, but yet something that's not coil springs or coil springs underneath of the memory foam. So it is kind of a good balance. Overall, for the price, you know, I think that the price is definitely fair. It typically sells for, I believe, $500 or $600 or something like that. But you know, you can get this on sale. Always check out the website for the latest pricing. I also think that it pays to be a lighter person on one of these. So I think more so for kids. I'm in like the lower 180 pound range at 6'1", so I feel like I'm probably a little bit heavier than I think the mattress is really good for. I don't think I would want to be too much over. I'm going to say I would subtract at least 20 pounds, and then I think that you probably would feel a little bit better. Although I have read that people that are really light kind of feel like they're sleeping on like a water mattress, and there was times when I'm sleeping and I'm turning over and I'm moving, because when you move like there, sometimes you feel the grid shifting. So that grid shifting is kind of like you're sleeping on a boat, or I guess like a waterbed. Aside from that, the only other thing I could think of is the smell of the mattress. It does have a different smell than a lot of the other foam-based mattresses. It's not necessarily a worse smell, but it's a bit of a different smell, and I believe that's because of the grid. I did have to put it outside in the garage for a while. I would say probably about a week or so, or maybe even a little bit longer before I was able to bring it in. And then even after bringing it in, after I believe it's been over 2 months now, it still has an odor, and the odor will transfer over to the sheets and to the pillow and stuff like that. But I've had other memory foam mattresses that really smelled worse, like 2, 3, 4 times as bad as this one. So I mean, it's not so bad. Maybe in time the smell would be less. The nice thing about Purple is that I did contact them and they offered to send another one. I could send it back, or I could return it. So either way, you know, it's nice to have a company that's standing behind their product. I do think that I covered everything I wanted to, but I think that this mattress is probably better for people that sleep on their back, although it is pretty good for side sleep as well. The only thing is now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, over a few weeks, I feel like my hips, when I'm sleeping on my side, that my hips are more sinking, are beginning to sink in more, and sinking easier. So that might be something to keep in mind. But I do feel like the whole thing has just become a lot softer than it was, and I guess I'm sure from all of the the movement on it. But it is funny because these things ship all compressed. So I mean, if anything is smushing it to the max, it's when they compress these things in the vacuum sealed bag. So, and if you have any questions or comments, please put it down in the comments section. If you do own a mattress like this, or you own another mattress that you love and enjoy, I'd love to hear from you about it, because I am in the market for it as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.